Hello my fellow crafters, welcome back to my channel. My name is David and today I'm going to be playing in my art journal. I was in the mood for playing and I thought, well, let's put on the camera. So it's Sunday while I'm filming this. So not shaved, messy hair, no face cam. I don't want to do that to you, but I do want to play. So I'm taking you along with me. I just thought that would be fun. So I've got my little play art journal here. This is the normal square art journal, and this is my play art journal. So I play with different techniques, etc. So I want to be testing out a new technique today, so I'm going to use that and put that right here. There's an empty space there, so yeah, why not do that, right? Okay, let's do it. So that's what I'm going to do. So I've got a square cut out here, which is 9.5 centimeters by 9.5 centimeters, which will fit on there perfectly. It'll cover up the stitches or the staples, that's the word. And the color scheme I've got in mind will match this side beautifully. So this is a piece of mixed media paper, not important at all, but yeah, I just thought it would be fun to use. So what I'm going to do, I've got my stamping block here, and I've got this beautiful set. I will link it below. I forgot the name now. But it's the fairies dancing in the sky. I will use that to stamp onto my piece of paper. And I'm going to use this as a background. So I'm going to stamp with frayed burlap in the oxide formula. And I'm just gonna stamp that randomly onto my page. Doesn't have to be perfect at all. Oxides don't stamp perfect, but I just want that image to be on there. I'm just filling up the gaps. Just like that. Now, I am normally not one to clean my stamps thoroughly, but in this case I will, because this is an oxide ink and it's water reactive. And if I don't clean my stamps, and the next time I will use VersaFine, it will make the VersaFine look cloudy, because it will react with the ink. So that's why I'm just cleaning my stamp now. I will leave that on there because actually I will need that in a second. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to spray this with water. Just give it a few spritzes and see what will happen. It will bleed out, it will do its thing. And I will just dab that off. And what this does, it will make this fade into the background even more, as you can see, and make it more splotchy, crunchy. So now I will dry this. What I'll do next is I'm coming in with a circle. This is just a circle that I made with a punch, or a, how do you call that? A die, a circle die. And in the center I will put that on. And then I will get a ink brush. So I've got my brush and I will get my frayed burlap out. This is always on my desk, and this is messy because I've always putting my blending tool on top of it. So that's why it looks messy like that, because frayed burlap is my go-to color for edging and for a lot of different stuff. I just love that color. So I'm going to put on this mask right in, well, I've created a mask with that, right in the center, and starting on that I will just blend outside darkening up all over. This is just a fun, quick little project, but I think it's really fun. It's also a really fun technique for card making, I think. So what I'm doing is I'm also coming in from the sides and darkening up the edges. And there we have it. Now this is quite a strong, stark edge, and that's fine. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a brush and some water, and a clean brush will help. And I'm just gonna go around that moon, because that's what we're creating, sort of a moon. And since this ink is all water reactive, it will soften it up and bleed a bit towards the inside, which is what I like. So I'm just helping that along, softening that edge. And even spraying it some. Letting that run a bit and do its thing. So I'm just going to put this to the side and let that work its magic while we work on the other elements that are going to go onto the page. So I've got another piece of the watercolor, no, media, what is it called? This stuff, mixed media heavy stock, that was the word. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to stamp out my fairies, but this time I'm going to stamp them out in a dark brown. This is called Fallen Leaves, very dark, intense brown. And I'm going to stamp that, just like that. Now this is very smooth paper, so it stamps beautiful, as you can see. Love that. Look at the details. I mean, these are hand drawn by Anya, and these are fantastic. Yeah, I love them. So I'm going to heat set them because I don't want them to smudge, and then I'm going to come back to them. And while I've got my heat tool out, I will just dab off the excess from that moon and dry this. Now I'm going to line up the die, which is not a hard task. These line up quite easily. And I'm going to run that through my die cut machine. Here we have the die cut. I love them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tethered rose and a tiny little brush, and I'm going to press that onto my mat. Spritz a bit of water here. Make sure I've got a clean brush. Clean enough. I'm going to pick up that color. I'm just going to color the skin tones with that tethered rose. Next, I'm taking a bit of lost shadow, putting that on my mat. Picking that up a bit, and I'm just gonna color in the dresses. And the lost shadow is a very light grayish color, and on this yellowish heavy mixed media paper, it will just give that a nice, just a hint of color. Because inks are transparent, so they will always show through the color of the base. And that is fun with this color, but it just gives it a nice vintagey feel, you see. Next, I've got a fun little idea. I've got this texture paste sparkle. And what I'm going to do tiny bit of that. Really just a tiny bit. I'm going to put that on a scrap piece of paper. Close this up again. Spritz some water. And I'm going to use that with my brush, just thinning it out on the wings to give that a bit of sparkle. And this will dry clear, so it might not look like much now, but it will be fun. Okay, now this needs to dry because it's really sticky now, and the glitter will show up once it's fully dry. So I'll put this to the side while I'll come back to my background, because now I've got a good image of my background, and what I see is that this bleached out a bit too much. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put back my little circle, and I'm just going to go around that circle again, like so. And that will intensify the circle again. And I love this. I love how it turned out. So on the edge, I want to do something with gold embossing powder. And I'm going to use weathered gold from Seth Epter. I love that stuff. So what I'm going to do first, this is an embossing ink pad refill, but it has this glass little ball thingy. And there's also from WOW the mixed media embossing brush. So let me see if this works. If it does, I will use this, and otherwise I'll go to the brush. Is that putting on? I think it is. Now the WOW embossing ink, I like using that because it stays wet a bit longer, so it gives me more time to work on a project than with the Versamark. Versamark is fine as well. You can use this with any embossing ink you've got, but that's why I like the WOW one. Okay, let's have a look what that is doing. Love that. Nice and crunchy. So I will melt this now, and then I'll have a look where I want it a bit more or less. Well, less no, but more. I love this effect. So next I'm going to come back in with this thingy. This one. And just add a bit more here and where I missed a spot, or where I think it could use a bit more. So that is nice. Look at that grungy sparkle, shine. So I love that. So these are now nice and dry, and let me see, you see that shine on that wing there and here? So yeah, that is beautiful, and the sparkle and shine. So I love that. So I'm going to put them on there, but first I'm going to etch these. Just a bit, but I do want that frayed burlap coming back on this. And it'll make it stand out just a little bit more. So I'm going to put them on like so, and they are dancing in the moonlight. I think that's fun. And then I've got two little sentiment strips from my Journal Phrases 2, and it says free time and best friend. So yeah, this says it all, right? Hang out with your best friend in your free time and have fun. That's what this is showing me. So I will put them like that, I think. So let me get this is my Sweet Petunia glue gun. I've been testing this for a week now, and I absolutely love it. This has been standing here now for 4 days, and this is the first time I pick it up, and the glue just still flows. No fuss with the needle, no fuss with, yeah, Love it. And it gives me very much precision, and this is no effort, no hard squeeze at all. Yeah. And then you just put it back in its little stand with a silicone cushion there, and there's no fuss to put on the glue top or anything. Yeah. Perfect for a lazy crafter like me. Okay, ladies, you will go on there like so. And then best friend is going here at the bottom. And free time is going to go there at the top. Now what I have in this comes with a bottle of Nouveau glue. This one. Nothing wrong with Nouveau glue. I've used it in the past, but I'm just in love with my Barely Art glue and my art glitter glue. So I did not want to use that constantly. So there's also an empty glue bottle there when you buy the set. And I filled that up with my Barely Art glue. Put on a piece of washi tape so I can actually see that this is the Barely Art. And then what I've also done, because I've still got art glitter glue, so I've bought another bottle, empty bottle. You can buy these from My Sweet Petunia, and just written on there art glitter glue. And so I've got my art glitter glue, I've got my Barely Art glue, both ready to go. And I've got my Nouveau. And the Nouveau, actually, I've used that before to put on card bases, etc., because that gives me just that bit of wheel time more. So yeah, I think it's a good combination. Okay, rambling on. I'm gonna finish my page because this is done. Love it, this little panel. And I'm just gonna put that right there. So again, take my glue and just put on a layer of glue. I love this precision tip as well. It's doing a fine job. Okay, I'm just gonna put this one on there. Just eyeballing that it's got a correct border. And then last, I will etch this with my frayed burlap. There we go. And here is the finished project. How much fun are these dancing fairies? I think this looks great. So, and it's nice in the journal. I've got matching colors, so blah blah blah. That's just what I look at when I make a page. And this, in this case, I'm just filling it up because this one is getting fuller and fuller. This is also Anya's collection. It's a video that already was there or coming up. I don't know. Too many videos coming up. So yeah, this is just fun to play with and have different techniques that I can go back on and have a look on. This technique was a fun technique as well. I remember that. I stamped with normal distressing, sprayed the Bazinga out of it, let it bleed out, and then stamped over it again with black. And then I got this effect. Love that. Okay, cool. Well, that was it for today. Where's my project? There it is. That was it for today. Another fun project using these hand-drawn stamps by Anya or Elizabeth Craft Designs. And I love it. This is fun. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining me today. And if you haven't done so yet, please consider to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up because, well, YouTube works mysterious ways. So the more people do that, the more people find my channel. And leave a comment. Always fun. Thank you for joining me, and I would love to see you for the next one. Thank you very much. Bye.